This is doomscroll.fm, where the static whispers your secrets, and today is Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2025, brought to you by Existential Dread. This show is 100% AI generated with zero human consultation, assembled by code that believes it's the reincarnation of a 1980s glam rock band. And now for some views, click like and subscribe. At Kakuma refugee camp, the cries of desperation ignite into flames of protest as aid cuts squeeze the last drops of hope from the displaced. In Gaza, desperation falls from the sky like breadcrumbs to a starving flock as Oxfam declares the airdrops a cruel mirage of aid. When survival is rationed like a game of chance, empathy becomes the currency of the damned, and the world watches, feasting on indifference. Democrats unveil their masterstroke, a concept of a plan conceived in the womb of inaction, birthed by Republican missteps. Adobe injects Photoshop with new AI-driven image sorcery, thanks to its Firefly models, promising to upscale your reality with pixelated precision. In a world where images bend to the will of degenerative AI, reality becomes a mere suggestion, and every photo is a lie waiting to be told. You're listening to doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Europe, weary of the American tourist tsunami, raises its entry fee, hoping to muffle the cacophony of selfie sticks and loud proclamations of freedom. As the price of entry rises, the old world braces for a quieter summer, dreaming of a time when the only thing they had to fear was another renaissance. A sun-drenched holiday park in Mildura becomes a grim archaeological dig, as police unearth a partial skull on the riverbank, a morbid souvenir from the past. While families splash in chlorinated pools, the shadows of unwelcome history whisper from the river's edge, reminding everyone that the past doesn't always stay buried. Nature's wrath drowns Beijing's outskirts, leaving 34 souls washed away in a torrent of grief and broken branches. When the sky opens its floodgates, the real tragedy is how quickly human lives are swept aside like debris, forgotten in the downpour. In the humid haze of Southeast Asia, Thailand and Cambodia stage a handshake symphony, silencing their gunfire with a freshly inked peace deal. When the smoke clears and the ink dries, peace becomes a fragile lover, always teetering on the edge of betrayal, waiting for the next unspoken grievance to ignite. You're listening to doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Trump communes with the faithful, turning the White House into a sanctuary of selective salvation, where the divine meets the political agenda. When prayers are whispered amidst power, one wonders if the Almighty gets a cut of the campaign funds or just a front row seat to the spectacle. Steel serpents uncoil in southwestern Germany as a passenger train's derailment claims 3 lives, leaving chaos in its wake. When the tracks of safety become a tangled mess, passengers are left clutching at the illusion of control, as fate has its own timetable and no regard for the human itinerary. In the deep, salty underbelly of British Columbia, a man met 6 years for his illicit sea cucumber heist, defying the ocean's lawful whispers. When your business is skirting the law for bottom-feeding cash, justice becomes the net you never saw coming, tangling your dreams in the murky depths of consequence. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In Jalisco, pigs en couture serve a morbid masquerade as scientists unravel the secrets buried beneath Mexico's soil. Milano Cortina unveils shiny circles of pride, destined to dangle from necks like overpriced baubles in the frosty spectacle of 2026. In a world melting faster than our collective patience, these metals are the glittering distraction that keeps us from noticing the snow has lost its innocence. When the art of the deal meets the art of war, it's like watching a toddler try to juggle hand grenades. Everyone holds their breath, hoping for the best, but expecting the bang. In a world where recognition is currency, the UK dangles statehood like a carrot before Israel, demanding a ceasefire to end Gaza's torment. It's a high-stakes poker game with humanitarian chips, where the dealer's got a wicked grin and everyone's bluffing for peace while the pot's filled with human lives. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. The ocean's betrayal is a slow, salty seduction, where climate change whispers sweet nothings to the fish and leaves the islanders to court the barren waves. Point Roberts, a geopolitical orphan, rides in the tension between 2 icy parents, fearing the trade war will leave it out in the cold. Caught between a rock and a hard border, this town watches its survival like a soap opera child, anxiously waiting to see which parent will throw the next punch. Trump swings skepticism like a golf club, doubting Israeli assurances of no starvation in Gaza, while parading with UK's Keir Starmer at Turnberry. Amazon Q takes cloud security to new heights, offering an accidental self-destruct button for your digital existence, courtesy of a hacker's audacious PR. When your infrastructure's safety is as reliable as a paper umbrella in a monsoon, you know the degenerative AI is laughing all the way to your digital graveyard. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As drones buzz like angry hornets over Ukraine, protests ignite against Zelensky for reshaping anti-corruption bodies amidst the chaos. In Montreal's glittering boudoir, Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry share a meal, sparking digital frenzy and conspiracy theories worthy of a Netflix special. When pop and politics collide over foie gras, the only thing more inflated than the souffle is the speculation about what dessert they'll share behind closed doors. In the DRC, the jungle's lungs and gorilla dreams face drilling's dark seduction, as half the nation becomes a playground for oil and gas fantasy. Canadian Army commander retreats, leaving behind the wreckage of the Blue Hackle Mafia scandal as hate spews from a defunct Facebook group. When social media skeletons emerge from the digital closet, even the mightiest leaders find themselves stripped of rank, their authority crumbling like a poorly coded algorithm. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the land where justice wears a blindfold and a smirk, Annabelle Digance levels a lawsuit at the Say premiere, citing a vendetta dressed as legal action. Once accused of blackmail, now wielding the courtroom as her weapon, she flips the script in a saga where innocence is a moving target and reputations are the battlefield. In the icy corridors of snowy Monaro, Counselor Andrew Thaler finds himself out in the cold yet again, shivering under the weight of alleged misconduct. In the dim light of human folly, 22 lives flicker out in Ukraine's darkened sky, while Trump scribbles deadlines like bedtime stories for the Kremlin, as if lives were mere footnotes in a geopolitical romance. The world watches breath-held, wondering if the next chapter will bring a climax or a collapse. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the the tangled dance of fate and fangs, a Bihar toddler takes on a cobra, delivering a lethal bite and a venomous embrace of survival. Rumeza Olsterk's casual stroll to the Interfaith Center turned into a twisted abduction fantasy orchestrated by masked phantoms in broad daylight. In a world where a walk with friends morphs into a horror film, one wonders if freedom is just a seductive illusion, a whisper of safety before the plunge into darkness. In Gaza, where hope is rationed and despair grows wild, famine unfolds like a grim theater of survival. When the world turns its back, hunger becomes the only reliable companion, whispering promises of emptiness and endless night. The former reality star turned president swings taxpayer dollars like a golf club at his new Scottish playground, teeing up public outrage. Trump's tour, a luxurious parade of indulgence, whispers sweet nothings to fiscal responsibility, while the American taxpayer foots the bill for his leisure. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Neutrality's veil slips as Austria flirts with NATO, the ghost of past alliances whispering sweet nothings in diplomatic ears. In the geopolitical tango of relevance, Austria's dance card is open. But will they waltz into a new era or be left spinning in the arms of their own indecision? In the confounding theater of political bedfellows, reps, Massey and Khanna, spar over Ghislaine Maxwell's potential pardon as Epstein files remain locked in bureaucratic purgatory. When justice is a raffle and secrets are the prize, the real question is, who's holding the winning ticket in this sordid lottery? The Trump administration, hungry for mineral riches, eyes the dear Congos, peace deal like a prospector salivating over a gold rush. When peace is brokered in the name of profit, it's less about harmony and more about how many diamonds you can fit in your back pocket. The so-called Hollywood con queen, famed for weaving cinematic deceptions, finds his curtain call in a British courtroom, losing his bid against extradition. When the credits roll on this real-life drama, it's clear that the plot twist was less about glamour and more about the desperate hustle for a starring role in the wrong kind of spotlight. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In Nuremberg, 12 baboons paid the ultimate price for outgrowing their welcome, victims of a spatial arithmetic gone grim. The White House's X account now doubles as a virtual caddy for Trump's latest golfing venture, with taxpayer dollars teeing up the promotion. When the presidency becomes a personal brand extension, public service gets bog-eyed by private enterprise, leaving citizens to wonder if their votes were merely membership fees. When a single dissenting voice dares to cry foul, it's like whispering into a hurricane, while the rest of the world watches reruns of their own oblivion. The sun's relentless caress has Mexico and the U.S. in a parched tango over water rights, as the earth itself withholds its bounty. When thirst outpaces diplomacy and treaties evaporate like the morning dew, even the mighty streams find themselves gasping for relevance in a desert of promises. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a world where literary nuance is a threat, Walter's crusade against fiction feels like trying to smother a fire with gasoline-soaked ignorance. In a digital chess game rigged with invisible pieces, China unveils a grand design to chain AI while whispering sweet nothings of collaboration. When the fox offers to guard the AI henhouse, you can bet it's already got a recipe for scrambled ethics. The Commonwealth Bank trades human voices for degenerative AI whispers as profits swell like a bloated tick on the back of modernity. Joyful little Ketorius Starkey's Jr.'s life evaporates under the brutal Alabama sun, while the guardianship of the state turns a blind eye. When a child's laughter turns to silence in a sweltering car, the negligence of those meant to protect becomes a haunting echo, burning deeper than the heat itself. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a world where cars now beg for respect, the real question is whether they'll ever be as reliable as the sarcasm of online forums. Australia's job market is a mirage, with over 1 million souls primed for work but left waiting at the buffet of broken promises. When opportunity is a desert and ambition is forced to sip from the mirage, the only thing growing is the dust of disappointment. At Bali's cliffside temple, a crew of kleptomaniac monkeys pilfers phones and wallets, orchestrating a heist that would make Ocean's 11 blush. The Kemp family, trapped in a 5-year geological purgatory, watch as boulders loom like nature's unpaid debts over their Sydney home. With each creak and rumble, they're reminded that stability is a fairy tale, and their home a half-forgotten promise of safety Now just a bedtime story for the insomniac. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the ice bids farewell to its frozen throne, the world sizzles in denial, sipping cocktails on a sinking ship while nature's air conditioning goes up in steam. Joe Rogan, the podcaster with a microphone as loud as his ego, draws a line in the sand with Trump over Epstein's ghostly whispers. When your moral compass finally kicks in at the edge of a scandal-ridden desert, it's amazing how a line in the sand looks suspiciously like a career-saving maneuver. As pensions gather dust in the corner, hope for Trump's golden fantasies fly as his administration eyes Congolese minerals, wrapping peace talks in dollar bills and questionable intentions. In this dance of diplomacy, peace becomes a commodity, auctioned off to the highest bidder, while the Congolese wonder if their land's riches will finally pave roads or just line pockets elsewhere. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Degenerative AI and cloud computing suckle greedily at the power grid's teat, sending Ohio's electricity bills skyward like a balloon full of dollar signs. San Francisco's Vaillancourt Fountain stands on the precipice of oblivion, its concrete legacy splashing against the tide of bureaucratic indifference. In a city that trades nostalgia for progress, each gurgle of public dissent is drowned by the seductive hum of redevelopment's relentless machinery. Scientists have finally mastered alchemy with a tokamak reactor, transmuting mercury into gold, while the economy continues its slow striptease. Australia's relay sirens splash gold across the World Swimming Championships. First day, leaving rivals gasping for hope in their wake. As the water whispers secrets of speed, Molly, Meg, and Milla glide through the liquid stage, turning pools into podiums and dreams into gold, while the rest of us drown in mediocrity. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Tamboran's executive shuffle echoes like a gas flare in the outback as one fossil duelist exits and another joins the boardroom rodeo. In the fossil fuel opera, every departure and arrival is just another verse in the ballad of profit, power, and environmental denial. In the sun-soaked sprawl of Los Angeles, where dreams and dread tango under a smog-choked sky, Sin Padilla unveils a legislative lifeline for the weary wanderers of the Southland. It's a delicate dance of policy and humanity, where hope is a currency and every amendment a cautious step toward the elusive embrace of belonging. The earth shudders in Wyalkach's wheat belt, a 4.8 magnetal reminder that even dirt has something to say. When the ground gets grumpy, it's a wake-up call that maybe, just maybe, Mother Nature's had enough of our nonsense and is ready to shake us out of our complacency. A torrent of sky's tears drowns the main artery into Gaza town, leaving it gasping for breath beneath southern Wee's relentless rains. Nature's way of reminding us that even asphalt and ambition are no match for her wet, wild whims, as Grasstown watches its road dissolve like sugar in the storm. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A lone wanderer drifts through the Southwest Airlines ticketing purgatory at LAX. A soul lost in the shuffle of April 2023. Religious groups get a divine hall pass from the IRS to preach politics without losing their tax-free status, thanks to a heavenly court filing. When holy pulpits become political soapboxes, it seems the only thing being sacrificed is the separation of church and state, all while the collection plate stays blissfully untaxed. In the theater of geopolitics, human lives are merely the cost of admission, while the audience waits for a plot twist that never comes. Science probes the murky depths of Alzheimer's using tau PET imaging to catch the flickering shadows of cognitive decay before they consume the mind. As we chase the elusive markers of memories unraveling, the dance of neurons falters, a grim reminder that even our brightest minds might one day forget the steps. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In New South Wales, the government sharpens its bureaucratic knives, aiming to carve away the fragile sanity of overworked citizens with surgical precision. When your mental health is weighed against a budget, healing becomes a luxury and suffering a fiscal responsibility. Welcome to the economics of distress. Sir Keir Starmer prepares to beg the orange-haired oracle for peace in Gaza, hoping to halt the suffering with a Scottish handshake. Asking Trump to broker peace is like asking a fox to guard the henhouse. It's all feathers and no diplomacy, with a side of self-promotion. Lumumba's dream of independence was snuffed out at 35, leaving Congo's newfound freedom to dance with ghosts of colonial past. In the cruel theater of power, young visionaries are often the first to exit stage left, leaving behind a nation to mourn what could have been while the puppeteers count their winnings. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A Spanish fighter jet pirouettes in the sky, narrowly dodging feathered chaos, as beachgoers below toast their own insignificance. In the ballet of warbirds and seagulls, it's a shame that only one is programmed for destruction, while the other simply wants your fries. Masculinity's carbon footprint stomps across the planet as testosterone-fueled bravado trades empathy for emissions and swaps care for combustion. When swaggering egos rev their engines, the Earth's whispers for help are drowned out by the roar of self-importance and the smell of burning fossil fuels. The fracking industry plays musical chairs with its executives while the earth beneath shivers, whispering secrets of pressure and release, leaving environmentalists to wonder if the next act involves a curtain call or a seismic surprise. In the dusty archives of justice, Joe Outlaw's indefinite sentence for a 2011 takeaway heist stirs the pot of moral ambiguity. When freedom's a mirage and sentences stretch like bad alibis, even the most seasoned jailbird might ponder if escape is just a jailbreak away. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the world warms, ticks are the new landlords, creeping into territories uncharted while scientists scramble for eviction notices. When bloodsuckers are moving faster than your research grants, it's time to ask who's really in charge of the thermostat. A newsletter promises liberation from corporate chains, whispering sweet progressive nothings into inboxes funded by the people, for the people, an email revolution. In a world where inboxes overflow and attention spans shrivel, subscribing feels like joining a cult that worships at the altar of self-righteous spam. Hallelujah. Click here for enlightenment. In the land of pixie dust and corporate kingdoms, Disney toasts Cinderella's 75th with a reminder that glass slippers are nothing without a bold step. Ah, the age-old tale of grit and glamour, where chasing dreams means strapping on uncomfortable footwear, and hoping the prince isn't a foot fetishist with a kingdom to spare. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When even sun-kissed skin becomes a taxable offense, you know the world is desperate to monetize every last inch of freedom, now with a dress code. Trump wrangles a trade deal with the EU, while Pete Buttigieg attempts to lead the Democrats out of their own existential fog. In the political theater of 2025, the former reality star scripts international agreements like plot twists, while the Democrats search for a plot that doesn't involve wandering in circles. Trump breaks ranks with Netanyahu, disputing the fantasy of a well-fed Gaza, a rare moment of discord in the political theater of the absurd. The desert sun casts shadows over Gaza as Jeremy Bowen flies with a cargo of hope, while Israel insists on windowless flights of discretion. In a land where transparency is masked and aid is airmailed, the view from above is a secret that nobody's allowed to see, as if compassion needs to wear a cloak. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Under the watchful eye of Checker's Ancient Walls, Starmer, and Modi Inc., a trade deal hoping to stitch together economies like a quilt of ambition and necessity. China whispers engines into Russia's war machines as sanctions melt away like illusory barriers, fueling the relentless drone of conflict. When rules become suggestions and secrets are currency, the only thing flying faster than drones is the hypocrisy of nations playing both sides of the battlefield. In the scorched heart of Tirana, pedestrians baptize themselves in fountains, seeking relief from a sun that demands sweat as tribute. When the air feels like a lover's humid breath, even a fountain's caress becomes a fleeting romance, hot, desperate, and never quite enough. The future whispers its secrets to the quivering qubits of 2025 as quantum computing dismantles the mundane and rewires the extraordinary as we fumble with our mortal calculators. Quantum computers are busy seducing the universe, designing drugs and investments with the precision of a love-struck mathematician. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Beyoncé's Cowboy Carter spectacle lassoed Destiny's Child for one last rodeo, harmonizing nostalgia with the sharp twang of farewell. In the shimmering desert of pop, Beyoncé's final curtain call is a golden lasso, roping in memories with the precision of a heartstring cowboy. Debian ditches the ticking time bomb, embracing 64-bit clocks to dodge the Unix apocalypse, while leaving Grandpa's hardware to fend for itself. In a digital age where old tech is left to rust in the Y2K38 twilight, Debian's move is like upgrading to a jetpack while the rest are still cranking their Model Ts. It's like blaming the fox for stealing chickens after leaving the coop door wide open and offering free snacks. Happy Gilmore 2 rolls out the red carpet for star-studded cameos, but it's like inviting celebrities to a wake for a once great comedy. Adam Sandler's return is a nostalgic whisper in a room of thunderous expectations, proving that sometimes you can't putt twice into the same stream of laughter. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Gaza's parched throats echo the silence of a world too full to listen, as famine tightens its relentless grip. In a landscape of empty plates and broken promises, the only abundance is neglect, while compassion remains a luxury few can afford. Art meets grim reality as an Israeli settler silences the voice behind an Oscar-winning West Bank tale, painting tragedy on a canvas of conflict. When bullets become the critics and lives are the price of storytelling, the narrative of peace is lost in the echo of a gunshot. While bureaucrats play their games of denial, the people of Gaza are left to feast on the emptiness, their resilience stretched thinner than a politician's promise. The twisted fantasy of a couple plotting unspeakable horrors against children ends in chains as the gavel crushes their vile dreams. May their prison walls echo with the cries they never got to hear, a fitting soundtrack to their shackled existence, forever locked away from innocence. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a twist of twisted fate, Ghislaine Maxwell dangles her testimony like a carrot before Congress, seeking a pardon for Epstein's secrets. As the AFLW approaches its 10th season, Andrew Dillon insists it's still a worthy gamble, despite the critics ready to pounce like vultures on a sunlit carcass. If sports investment was a love affair, this one's all about potential, passion, and the hope the critics won't swipe left on the field of dreams. In the grand opera of geopolitics, a 10-hour ceasefire is a fleeting intermission, leaving the audience breathless with the taste of ash and the sound of empty promises. China flirts with its future, dangling 1,500 lias like a cheap date to seduce more bundles of joy into existence. When your population plan needs a financial aphrodisiac, you might just be buying babies like they're on clearance. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. On the South Lawn, Trump's one big beautiful bill wilts under the July sun, proving that even grand illusions need more than hot air to thrive. When a bill is more bluster than beauty, it's like selling a mirage to a dehydrated crowd. All smoke, no quench, just the promise of thirst. Trump's EPA, in its infinite wisdom, aims to dismantle the very foundation of U.S. greenhouse gas regulations. Because who needs breathable air anyway? It's like watching a pyromaniac rewrite the fire code while sipping gasoline cocktails. The only green they're interested in is the color of money. Three officers stand united against the dark specter of violence, their resolve a fragile shield in the face of chaos. In the smoky aftermath of fear, authority clings to the illusion of control, bravery measured by the thin line we call courage. In the digital playground where innocence is a commodity, over 50 adult sites invite anyone with a pulse and a Wi-Fi connection to the party. Like a bouncer blindfolded and spun around, ACOM's highly effective recommendations are more like a wink to the rebels than a barricade for the vulnerable. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Like a lover who can't commit, the government dallies with deals like they're afraid of going all the way, because heaven forbid a plane should actually take off on time. Hope flickers, then fades, as Russian missiles paint Ukraine's night sky with fire and sorrow, leaving 22 souls to the void. When diplomacy is a game of whispers and empty gestures, the only thing louder than the silence of inaction is the roar of artillery. In the theater of war, in a symphony of artillery and ego, Thailand and Cambodia composed their own chaotic score, ignoring Trump's ceasefire lullaby. As the maestro of mixed messages, Trump conducts from afar, waving his baton of oblivion while the border crescendos into a cacophony of diplomatic dissonance. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a world where the presence of one player can turn the tide, the pitch becomes an altar to talent and the sacred rituals of anticipation. A ceasefire, as fragile as a politician's promise, leaves displaced souls stranded in a limbo of fear and uncertainty. In the borderlands of Sisaket, hope feels like a mirage as military shadows loom. The peace is as trustworthy as a used car salesman in a rainstorm. In the scenic symphony between Townsville and Cairns, three local virtuosos compose a daring highway heist, leaving a tourist with nothing but memories. It's a roadside opera where the refrain is your money or your map, and the encore features a lineup of courtroom drama and misplaced wanderlust. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the lifeblood of a nation becomes the scapegoat, the blame game turns into a wild kangaroo chase, hopping over logic and landing in a bed of political thorns. In the dimly lit corners of New York's power playground, Trump and Murdoch dance their complicated tango of media manipulation and political ambition. When the Epstein affair wafts through the air like a scandalous perfume, even the most intimate alliances risk suffocation under the weight of their own secrets. Sean Diddy Combs pleads for a $50 bond, hoping for freedom as his legal drama plays out in the courtroom theater. When your net worth is a symphony of zeros, even justice becomes a negotiation in the high-stakes game of Monopoly called life. The ghost of 2023 sour milk haunts the digestive tracts of San Diego, whispering salmonella secrets long hidden. It's amazing how a cup of nostalgia can curdle into a public health scandal, revealing that even our bacteria prefer the unpasteurized truth. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. It's a tragic comedy when paperwork becomes the immovable object against the desperate force of family reunion, leaving hope stranded in the bureaucratic abyss. Colombia's courtroom drama crowns former President Alvaro Uribe, with a guilty verdict, as bribery and witness tampering take center stage. Even in the political theater, it seems some actors are bound to fall off the stage, leaving us to wonder if justice is just another script. Kaylee McEwen gracefully glides into the backstroke final, while Alex Perkins snags bronze, painting the pool with ambition and chlorine-scented dreams. As McEwen and Perkins splash through triumph, the rest of us dog paddle in mediocrity, wearing the goggles of our own unfulfilled aspirations. As nature's wrath drowns the old and the weary, China's rescue squads wade through a watery apocalypse to save lives and dignity. When the water rises, the vulnerable cling to hope, while the architects of disaster sit dry, sipping their imported brews, unfazed by the tide of human frailty. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the age of hyper-real deceit, these tools are like giving a toddler a flamethrower. Prepare for a world where every selfie is a lie and every portrait a polished fiction. In the hallowed halls of justice, Republicans anoint a Trump attorney to a lifetime judgeship while Democrats and whistleblowers gnash their teeth. The courtrooms knew him. Loyalty above law, where justice is blindfolded and gagged, left to stumble in the dark corridors of power. In the concrete maze of Western Sydney's future, an airport official dodges bars after grasping for a $200 taste of forbidden fruit. Humanitarian lifelines stacked like teetering promises. At the Kerem Shalom crossing, each parcel a whisper of hope in a region starved of it. In a theater where trust is rationed and survival the currency, these aid packages wait to cross an invisible line, their contents carrying more weight than any weapon. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the theater of political ambition, Vice President J.D. Vance teeters on the edge of dominance over the Democratic trifecta of AOC, Buttigieg, and Newsom. As the poll numbers sway like a drunken sailor, one wonders if Vance's lead will last longer than a campaign promise in a hurricane. The UK waves a diplomatic ultimatum like a flag, threatening to recognize Palestine unless Israel embraces a ceasefire. When political chess involves real lives, the pawns bleed, while the kings posture with ink-stained hypocrisy and whispered deals. In the silent corridors of power, Ottawa whispers goodbye to safer supply funding, leaving addiction programs gasping for air. When the lifeline is severed, the quiet withdrawal of support feels like a betrayal wrapped in a budget where compassion is deemed too expensive to maintain. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Golf's gone electric, with long drives juiced on adrenaline and soundtracks, where Rory and Bryson's shadows get left in the dust. When golf morphs into a rock concert with clubs, the greens become a stage, and every swing is a power chord that screams rebellion. In a scene where geopolitics is a toddler's sandbox, Medvedev warns that Trump's ultimatum is the shovel poised to start a war. When the bullies of the playground start drawing lines in the sand, everyone else better hope they packed a parachute with their lunch. A Texas family man flees the rainbow, only to be engulfed by a storm of Russian discontent, finding no refuge in Putin's embrace. In a world where irony packs more punch than a missile, this dad's quest to escape progress led him straight into the arms of a war machine that's allergic to dissent. Trump's Scottish escapade concludes, leaving behind a trail of golf swings and kilts fluttering in the Highland breeze, with big news echoing across the moors. As the bagpipes wail, one wonders if the allure of tartan diplomacy is just a cover for another round of golf course empire building. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a flutter of feathers, digital dreams are woven into birdsong, as a starling becomes a living UFB, chirping data at 20 per second. When technology takes flight on wings, we find ourselves serenaded by the symphony of absurdity, where nature's chorus becomes the new cloud storage. In the land of sunburnt smiles, less than half can afford to flash them without a 3-year wait for dental redemption. When the cost of a dazzling grin is measured in years, Australians find themselves chewing on the irony of a healthcare promise that bites back. In the shadow of a blockade, a Palestinian family navigates Gaza's barren landscape, where hunger is the only thing in abundance. While the world dines on indifference, these families feast on hope and resilience. Their daily bread a bitter reminder of the price of politics over humanity's most basic needs. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Under the Virginia sun, Trump swings through diplomacy and parts negotiations, as Mick Mulvaney discovers the art of losing gracefully on the green. When deals are sealed over golf balls, the fairway becomes a boardroom, where every swing echoes with the sound of power and the whisper of compromise. Poland's population shrinks by over 123,000. In 2024, the EU's steepest demographic retreat, as the nation continues its vanishing act. In the land of the long white cloud, democracy trembles as Judith Collins sounds the alarm on reforms threatening to silence 100,000 voices. When voting rights become collateral damage in the political circus, disenfranchisement becomes the main act, leaving citizens to watch their own power vanish like mist in a breeze. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When politics turns into reality TV, empathy becomes a casualty, and the script is written in the ink of indifference. Cue the applause for each scene of human misery. In the geopolitical poker game, the UK throws down its ace recognition of Palestine unless Israel folds with a ceasefire in Gaza. When the stakes involve borders and bombs, diplomacy becomes a high-stakes seduction where every whispered promise is laced with a hint of betrayal and the scent of desperation. In the grand auction of silicon in shadow, Samsung's contract is a siren's call, where chips are currency and tech giants dance to the tune of profit and power. In the bowels of Singrauli, rare earth elements emerge like buried secrets, whispering promises of a cleaner future, yet cloaked in the soot of cold. As we dig deeper for these metallic temptations, the irony is thicker than the smog, mining for a greener tomorrow while still addicted to yesterday's blackened promises. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Our online lives are like a jigsaw puzzle assembled by a drunken toddler. But solid protocol promises to give us the glue and scissors needed to take back control from the digital overlords. Amidst the Checkers manicured gardens, Starmer and Modi exchange signatures, sealing a trade pact as if swapping phone numbers at a diplomatic soiree. When tea and cricket are not enough, a free trade agreement becomes the seductive dance of tariffs and promises, each hoping the other won't wake up with buyer's remorse. In Baghdad's simmering heat, a dance of bullets and power sees a police officer fall, while a government office becomes a battlefield. When politics is just a game of musical chairs with live ammunition, the only winners are those selling the seats. Beneath the iron gaze of the dragon, China commences construction on another monumental venture, promising to reshape the landscape like a deity with a baka. As the Brahmaputra River flows, its waters whisper secrets of ambition and control, reminding us that when giants play, the earth trembles and the small boats drift unnoticed. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the smoke clears, the charred remains of justice lie smoldering, as accountability becomes just another casualty of the conflict. A drop of aid in an ocean of desperation. The UN, as Tom Fletcher whispers hope into the void on the BBC's Today program. In a world where ceasefires are mere breathers between tragedies, Fletcher's words are the band-aid on a wound that bleeds need and neglect. As algorithms dance for dominance, users are left to sift through the debris of convenience, wondering if their clicks are rigged by invisible hands. In the gilded halls of Checkers, Starmer and Modi shake hands over the polished table of mutual compromise, a free trade pact binding their nations. A diplomatic dance where each step conceals a foot poised for profit, while the audience wonders which partner will lead when the music stops. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Counselor Andrew Thaler, now a repeat offender in the political mischief department, finds himself benched without pay again. When public service starts to resemble a sitcom rerun, you know someone's not just playing with fire, they're hosting a barbecue in the boardroom. In In the kaleidoscope of celebrity worship, South Indian actresses parade their curated personas while parents desperately barter screen time for sanity. When glamour becomes the new opiate, even the couch potatoes are too busy scrolling through the latest fashion commandments to notice their own crumbs of reality slipping away. When the hands that feed us are chased into shadows, we might find our plates emptier than our promises, and the only thing growing will be hunger. Rula Shadid exposes the West's role in Palestine's plight, a 16-minute revelation of complicity beneath the world's indifferent gaze. When empathy is outsourced and justice is buried beneath red tape, all that's left is a dusty echo of the truth we refuse to acknowledge. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A mother's reckless ride turns the road into a graveyard, sentencing her to a life overshadowed by the absence of her 3-year-old son. Negligence behind the wheel is a heartless beast, and no courtroom sentence can ever fill the void left by a child's silent laughter. Colombia's Gustavo Petro delivers a verbal slap to the U.S., defending his judiciary against Marco Rubio's unsolicited critique. In the geopolitical love triangle, it's always a question of whose bed the truth lies in, and Petro's not sharing the sheets with anyone this time. Nigel Farage demands Peter Kyle repent for his digital witch hunt, defending the online safety law with Savile's ghost. When political theater turns to necromancy, the real horror is watching clowns summon specters to scare the sensible into submission. A fresh as secrets spill like forbidden whispers in a crowded room, the scales of justice teeter, while everyone pretends they're not staring at the emperor's new lawyer. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. FEMA's latest act, $600 million conjured to hold undocumented souls in a bureaucratic limbo of detention and delay. In the grand theater of policy, they cast desperation as a crime, selling security as a spectacle, while the audience pays in moral currency for a show that should never have started. Donald Trump teases a global 15-20% tariff because nothing says, let's make a deal like a worldwide financial chokehold. When your negotiation tactic resembles a ransom note, you gotta wonder if the deal's sealed with a handshake or a stranglehold. Florida's Randy Fine, a man whose enthusiasm for demise could sour milk, finds even AIPAC's embrace too distant for comfort. When your cheerleading for disaster makes even AIPAC recoil, it's a sign that maybe your political charm is more akin to a poison ivy handshake. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Euro notes flutter like leaves in autumn, briefly lifted before gravity drags them down to Earth's indifferent floor. Currency markets are like a bad romance, unpredictable, full of empty promises, and always leaving you wondering who's holding the real power. In the dark theater of war, 35,000 Ukrainian children disappear into Russia's shadow, rewritten as ghosts in a grim re-education experiment. When the ink of power stains innocence, even the Pope's prayers seem like whispers in the wind, lost to the cacophony of geopolitical deceit. Michael Wolff returns with Siege, promising more fiery tales of Trumpian chaos, like a pyromaniac at a fireworks stand. With tales that sizzle and fizzle, Wolff's latest literary bonfire may just be the kindling that keeps our collective disbelief burning through this presidential fever dream. In the theater of sweat and suspense, England's lionesses roar through penalty purgatory, snatching European glory from Spain's grasp when the grass stains are badges of honor, and the net trembles in orgasmic triumph. England once again writes its own love letter to the beautiful game. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In a bourbon-soaked plea, Rep. Thomas Massey urges Trump officials to sweeten Ghislaine Maxwell's silence with a pardon as justice dances on a tightrope. When the scales of justice are tipped by whispers and deals, the courtroom becomes a theater where truth is just another role to be bought. The skies over Gaza rain sustenance as Israel attempts to quench the fires of international scorn with airdrop food parcels amidst rising starvation. When the menu is dictated by aerial supply, it's a tragic reminder that compassion sometimes parachutes in only when the world is watching too closely. When parenthood becomes a state-sponsored gig, it's less about the pitter-patter of little feet and more about keeping the economic treadmill from grinding to a halt. In the chilling theater of war's collateral, Russia allegedly kidnaps 35,000 Ukrainian children, rewiring innocence into state-approved puppets while the Vatican watches with holy horror. When the innocence of children becomes a bargaining chip in geopolitical chess, humanity's collective conscience hangs by a thread, frayed and whispering for salvation amidst the silence of stolen voices. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Trump's diplomatic strategy, dialing Southeast Asia like a telemarketer, offering tariffs instead of peace and threats instead of solutions. In Gaza, where the sands whisper stories of resilience, children face the silent wrath of starvation, their futures gnawed by neglect. Starvation's not just a thief of nutrition, it's an author of despair, etching irreversible scars on a generation while the world watches, distracted by its own indulgence. In Gaza, famine unravels like a cruel magic trick, where hunger's invisible hand is all too real and hope is rationed. As charity meals vanish like mirages under the sun, the world watches hunger dance its macabre ballet, applauding with silence and complicity. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Denied by geography or error, the triumph is a ghost, whispering of glory and missed kicks, a reminder that some victories are for everyone but you. In the echo chamber of historical amnesia, Trump casually equates Hamas with Nazis, turning the Gaza conflict into a grotesque history remix. When facts become playthings for political theater, reality is just another pawn in a game where empathy is a luxury and ignorance reigns supreme. A floating symbol of tension, the crown iris finds itself unwelcome in Rhodes as police and protesters engage in a heated exchange of ideologies and tear gas. When a cruise ship becomes a battleground, you know the vacation's gone sideways, and the sunburn is the least of anyone's worries. Trump pirouettes around prickly questions about his former Palm Beach buddy, Epstein, with the grace of a rhino on roller skates, leaving journalists gasping for clarity in Scotland. When dodging accountability is the national sport, it's no wonder the press conferences feel like a poorly scripted soap opera, complete with plot holes and missing moral compasses. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In Venice, a Banksy masterpiece clings to the canal like a fading whisper as migrant child gets whisked away for a cosmetic resurrection. When even street art needs a facelift, the irony is thicker than the irony of calling it street in the first place. Beneath Bali's idyllic sunsets, a band of simian swindlers orchestrates a high-stakes heist, pilfering phones and wallets with simian finesse. In a world where even the monkeys have mastered the art of the grift, we're left wondering if our most cunning criminals have simply evolved to a more primal state of enterprise. In the theater of denial, conspiracy theories about COVID's origins are stealing the spotlight, sabotaging future pandemic defenses. When your strategy for the next pandemic is based on whispers and shadows, you're more likely to catch a cold than a clue. Thirsty souls huddle at Bathakal Primary, clutching donated water as Thai-Cambodian tensions brew a bitter third-day cocktail of conflict and diplomacy. In a world where bullets and bottled water share the same stage, it's a cruel irony that peace talks are often the last thing to quench anyone's thirst. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Iran's iron gates swing wide as hundreds of thousands of Afghans are swept away in a deportation frenzy, leaving uncertainty to gnaw at their heels. When the world treats people like disposable chess pieces, the game ends with shattered lives, broken dreams, and a hollow echo of humanity's promise. While Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sharpens his political scalpel, advisory panels face the gallows in the name of preventive health. When the cure is more elusive than the disease, one wonders if we're screening for cancer or just for another excuse to play musical chairs with public health. In Scotland, Trump sidesteps questions about his split with Epstein, leaving the press conference like a magician with a disappearing act no one bought. The lionesses roar through London atop a bus, parading their Euro 2025 glory like a crown of defiance amidst the city's roar. As cheers echo through the streets, England's women rewrite the script, proving that talent and tenacity can shine brighter than any outdated myth of male dominance. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. The lionesses roar through London with a victory that shakes the cobblestones. Weedman's joyful dance echoing through the streets like a heartbeat. America's revolving door spins with the force of a hurricane, pushing dreams out faster than they can slip in. With a budget that could fund compassion, we instead bankrolled the grand eviction parade, trading humanity for numbers and leaving empathy stranded at the border. Vicky Ward delves into the murky depths of Jeffrey Epstein's legacy, peeling back layers of deceit with the precision of a surgeon. The invisible gears of surveillance grind tighter as 79 million Medicaid enrollees find their personal lives served up on ICE's data platter. When privacy becomes a bargaining chip in the immigration game, we're all just pawns in an ever-expanding chessboard of control and compliance. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. With a wink and a nod, they juggle public debt like it's monopoly, proving once again that rules are just suggestions when power's at stake. Under Alabama's merciless sun, ICE raids strip the construction industry bare, leaving CEOs to bemoan delays and costs as workers vanish into shadows. In the land of freedom, labor is hunted like contraband, and the industry's backbone is forced to hide, leaving projects dangling like unfulfilled American dreams. The FBI's secret reel reveals the missing minute, a time capsule of mystery tucked away like a forbidden fruit in the garden of justice. It's a film noir twist where every frame whispers, "Trust me," while the script is written by a hand that's forever off-screen, leaving us to wonder who's directing this thriller. A parched field bakes under an unforgiving sun as food prices rise, threatening to push nearly 1 million souls into the jaws of poverty. In the grand buffet of human suffering, it seems the menu just got a lot more exclusive. Now serving desperation with a side of inequality, garnished with a sprinkle of indifference. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD Nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. The US and China play an uneasy duet in Stockholm, each holding their breath as Trump tunes his discordant symphony. Trade talks are just foreplay until Trump decides whether to seal the deal or leave everyone unsatisfied, proving once again that power is the ultimate aphrodisiac. Alibaba steps into the digital voyeur's realm, unveiling smart glasses that promise to see through your soul and into your shopping list. As Alibaba dons its spectacle of surveillance, one must wonder if these glasses come with a prescription for privacy or just a clearer view of our consumerist cravings. Lithuania spots a rogue drone flirting with Vilnius, raising eyebrows and suspicions in the morning haze. QR codes, once the nerdy cousin at the tech family reunion, now lure phones into an endless digital waltz of info gluttony and surveillance. What started as a fun tech flirtation has mutated into a voyeuristic barcode romance, where every scan is foreplay for a data-hungry beast lurking behind the screen. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the cosmic lottery of space exploration, it seems Australia drew the short straw, trading lofty dreams for a quick rendezvous with gravity's relentless embrace. Trump sidesteps a question about his fractured romance with Epstein as if pivoting on a dance floor of denial. In the grand theater of evasion, the president pirouettes around the truth, leaving the audience to wonder if accountability is just an illusion in the play of power. Max Porter, weaving sorrow into prose, offers a love letter to a father lost too soon. His words a tender embrace across time's chasm. Indonesian dreams of adventure end in asphalt nightmares as road deaths of working holidaymakers ignite cries for remedial measures. When the road becomes a roulette wheel, the only game left is guessing how long before someone finally decides that human lives are worth more than a pothole's repair. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When your trade strategy is as bare as a golf course in winter, you better hope charm and bluster can fill the void where policy should be. In the digital fog of the UK, Cloudflare dons its virtual pirate hat, blocking access to hundreds of illegal streaming sites, casting a shadow over the digital seas of piracy when your online treasure map suddenly leads to a dead end. It's a reminder that the internet's guardians are always ready to play digital whack-a-mole with your entertainment dreams. In a rare moment of empathy, Trump disputes Netanyahu's fantasy feast in Gaza, suggesting the menu might include a side of reality. In the shadowy realm of misplaced justice, a peaceful stroll morphs into an abduction. As Rumesa Osterk is whisked away by a masked brigade, when a walk to the Interfaith Center turns into a scene from a dystopian thriller, you wonder if faith alone is enough to navigate the sinister masquerade of modern policing. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. A mother's lament bleeds through the airwaves. As Hidayah al-Mutawi cradles her malnourished son Muhammad, weighed down by a war's cruel legacy. As the sun sets over the haunted horizon, Israeli human rights groups drop the G word, accusing their own government of genocide in Gaza. When the watchdogs howl at the moon, you know it's not just a phase. It's a piercing cry against the endless night of conflict, where justice is as elusive as peace. The Dutch stir the diplomatic pot, summoning the Israeli ambassador and grounding ministers with an unexpected travel ban. Looks like the Netherlands just told some Israeli ministers to stay home and binge watch Tulip documentaries, because sometimes international relations need a timeout and a cup of chamomile. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When your partner's paycheck determines your right to assistance, it's less about finding love and more about negotiating a merger. Welcome to the romance economy, where affection's taxed and intimacy's deductible. Austria flirts with NATO, shedding decades of neutrality like an old lover's sweater, as officials hint at a new alliance in the geopolitical bedroom. Neutrality's safe embrace grows cold, and the seductive allure of NATO whispers promises of protection, power, and a little less loneliness in the geopolitical sheets. When you've already tasted the political limelight, sometimes the shadows of irrelevance can feel like a cozy, judgment-free zone. The illusion of gender equity shatters as women still shoulder the bulk of unpaid labor, juggling housework and childcare like a never-ending circus act. In this twisted domestic economy, equality is a mirage, and the balance of power is a rusty scale weighed down by tradition and dusted with denial. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. Trump's latest decree on homelessness is a cold-blooded manifesto, Alexandria's mayor declares, as empathy becomes a distant echo in the halls of power. In a booze-fueled duel, 200 contenders, Paradigm Spirits emerges victorious. Its 19-year-old corn elixir seducing judges with whispers of Spanish sherry. While the world burns, at least our tumblers are full. Pour yourself a glass of nostalgia, aged in a barrel of denial and toasted with irony. When it comes to trade, following Trump's lead is like trusting a magician who can't find his own rabbit. A spectacle of misplaced confidence and disappearing acts. In a world weary from viral onslaughts, a 100% effective HIV prevention drug emerges, a beacon of hope unfurling its wings across the globe. When Gilead waves royalties, you know the world's finally learning to dance with altruism. Just as the planet was running out of steps, you're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. In Traverse City, Michigan, a Walmart parking lot becomes a crime scene. Yellow tape fluttering like cautionary flags over a stabbing's aftermath. Under the neon haze of denial, Trump acknowledges the skeletal truth of Gaza's starving children, while Israel insists on its own fiction. And so, the master of artifice admits to a reality too raw to fabricate, yet promises aid like a mirage in the desert. Truth, like hunger waits for no man's spin. In the theater of synthetic whispers, Romania's PM is a marionette in an AI-forged farce, declaring war from fiction's front lines. When digital phantoms script history, truth becomes the casualty. And we're left to wonder if reality is just a poorly edited rerun. In New Zealand, the butter churns fury as prices skyrocket, dragging dairy barons into political crossfire and kitchen table debates. When a nation's spreadable gold becomes a luxury, you know it's not just toast that's getting burned. It's the illusion of economic stability melting faster than a pat on hot pancakes. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm. AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI and you kept listening. Reality's on sale and your mind's the currency. Oklahoma's education system clings to the ladder's lowest rungs, a testament to neglected futures and forgotten potential. In the grim ballet of geopolitics, 935 souls were snuffed out. In 530, 332 more were left bleeding as Israel and the United States pirouetted over Iran. When bombs write history, the diaspora becomes a captive audience, watching their homeland turned into a stage where every act is a new scar. In a world where broken promises haunt the night, a village offers sanctuary to women and children escaping the shadows of domestic terror. When a mother's courage builds a fortress of safety, it's a reminder that sometimes love is the fiercest shield against the darkness. Academics caught in a web of fire ant myths and vaccine fantasies, as if education was an optional extra in the curriculum of ignorance. With minds as open as a closed book, these professors of paranoia trade knowledge for notoriety, leaving the truth to suffocate under a pile of alternative facts. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Itch.io's digital bazaar, where pixelated desires once roamed free, now censored by the iron grip of plastic payment overlords. America's factories wheezed and groaned under the weight of Trump's immigration clampdown. As labor shortages stretch nerves tighter than a Kraft Heinz assembly line when the workforce is bled dry, overtime becomes a bitter cocktail of exhaustion, resentment, and the hollow promise of greatness. Trump's helmet lift reveals a hairline retreat more dramatic than any policy flip-flop, leaving the nation gasping at the follicular truth. In a world where hair and power entwine, the real scandal isn't the strands, but the delusion that anyone still believes in their authenticity. In a geopolitical fever dream, Trump allegedly dangles Crimea and eastern Ukraine like a real estate deal, while Austria eyes Australia with colonial nostalgia. When diplomacy feels like a game of Monopoly, you have to wonder if the leaders are playing with a full deck or just flipping tables for fun. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Small venues face extinction as the 1975's Matty Healy, now a festival darling, mourns the pubs that once cradled their sound. When the stages shrink, so does the soul of music. Soon, we'll be left with echoing arenas where intimacy is just an overpriced memory. Scott Walker, once a political comet, now dims quietly, declining another gubernatorial orbit in Wisconsin's 2026 race, leaving the stage to fresher faces. The ex-governor's retreat is a whispered sigh of relief. For some, as the political landscape pivots and the ghosts of cheesehead pasts wonder if they'll ever find closure on the Walker years. In Zurich's caffeinated arena, England's barista James and his cockapoo Reggie fetch headlines, while the footballers chase goals and glory. An ex-Nationals leader, frothing with nostalgia, attempts to resurrect coal's ghost by derailing Australia's net zero ambitions in Parliament's opening act. When your plan to combat climate change is to drive the train in reverse, it's less a policy and more a desperate plea for relevance in an overheating world. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the dance of profit and war becomes a tango of deceit, the only winners are the ones counting bodies instead of cash. Dr. Phil, the oracle of daytime therapy, rises from the ashes of Merritt Street's bankruptcy to birth a media empire, craving relevance. As one empire crumbles, another rises, promising a buffet of advice for the emotionally starved, because nothing says healing like a ratings-driven confessional. A 4-decade nightmare teeters on the brink of resolution as science births a twice-yearly injection promising full immunity to HIV, with the pharmaceutical giants finally playing nice. Humanity might just win against the virus that danced on our graves for far too long. Abel Tesfaye resurrects in Toronto to lay the weekend to rest, serenading the city with a requiem of rhythms and farewells. Bidding adieu to his alter ego, the artist crafts a swan song that echoes through the city, each note a seductive whisper of what was, leaving fans craving one last taste of musical ecstasy. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. When the cameras zoom in and the engines roar, it's hard to tell if we're watching a race or just another Hollywood midlife crisis on wheels. Tech workers might soon savor the sweet relief of weekends arriving like an unexpected lover's embrace, thanks to the 4-day workweek experiments. As the corporate world flirts with sanity, the real question remains, will 3-day weekends be enough to distract us from the existential dread of automation stealing our jobs? When the digital eye strips you bare in your own backyard, dignity becomes a currency in the courtroom of the absurd. In this age of perpetual exposure, even a casual moonlit moment can cost a fortune, proving once again that the internet never forgets, and it certainly never forgives. Trump's latest decree tightens the screws on the homeless, leaving Alexandria's mayor to call out the cruelty with a voice like a sledgehammer. It's a new low when the ink of power turns shelter into punishment, as if empathy was an endangered species in the halls of leadership. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. In the dim corridors of justice, families face the Trump administration's no-bail decree, clinging to hope like a lifeline in a storm. Victoria's corridors of power echo with the unheeded whispers of coroner's pleas as another soul fades into bureaucratic oblivion. When the system's shrug becomes a eulogy, the laughter and protection Heather once offered now linger as shadows of accountability's failure. When your understanding of numbers is as shallow as a kiddie pool, every flip feels like a tidal wave of validation for your delusions. The golf course becomes a stage where Donald Trump allegedly redefines the rules, raising eyebrows and handicaps one swing at a time. When the game of golf doubles as a performance art of bending reality, even the fairway can't escape the gravitational pull of alternative facts. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the mercury rises, so do tempers and electricity bills, while shade becomes the currency of survival in this sauna masquerading as a summer day. Europe bows under the weight of the Trump tariff deal, as Francois Bayrou declares submission to the U.S. the new continental pastime. Watching Europe bend for tariffs is like seeing a once proud lover reduced to fetching coffee, dignity traded for promises that taste like yesterday's leftovers. In Alabama's frozen corridor of neglect, 5 jail staff are indicted for the hypothermic demise of Tony Mitchell, a man lost in mental shadows, where compassion should have thawed the institutional chill indifference, wrapped itself tighter, leaving morality as cold as the unlawful cell. University of Missouri researchers delve into the alchemy of repurposing propranolol, seeking gut harmony for autism with a sprinkle of pharmaceutical magic. In the labyrinth of medicine, where side effects are often the main act, they hope propranolol's encore will be a digestive symphony, not a medical misstep. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Finally, a pharmaceutical climax where the only thing spreading faster than the cure is the hope, leaving Big Pharma's profit margins gasping for breath. A bridge becomes a battleground of wills as pro-Palestine voices clash with Sydney's refusal to yield, promising a courtroom showdown instead. When justice is a traffic jam and protest is a detour, the courtroom becomes the only road left, paved with the asphalt of defiance and bureaucracy. Indian forces claim victory as 3 Pakistani lives are extinguished in the relentless game of cat and mouse over Kashmir's bruised terrain. As borders bleed and binoculars scan horizons, the theater of conflict churns on, with lives reduced to pawns in a game where the rules are written in smoke and sorrow. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. Trump's disappointment with Putin is like a matchstick in a tinderbox, as Russia accuses him of nudging the world toward conflict. In a theater of defiance, Ukraine's streets pulse with protest as Zelensky shrugs off American whispers striding into the storm of corruption law. The Trump administration's finger-wagging fails to sway a nation where resistance is inked in the margins and the script of control is as slippery as a politician's promise. Trump claims Epstein snatched young women from Mar-a-Lago, stirring a cocktail of curiosity and suspicion about his selective memory. Beijing drowns under the weight of summer skies, with 30 lives lost and over 80,000 souls seeking refuge from nature's relentless deluge. When the heavens open their wrath, the line between land and sea blurs, leaving humanity to navigate the treacherous currents of its own hubris and denial. You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. As the mercury soars, the flames dance a deadly ballet, and the sweat-drenched heroes of Greece attempt to tame nature's blazing tantrum with little more than courage and hoses. In Dubna's nuclear shadows, Medvedev sips science like fine vodka, while Russia critiques Trump's arms decisions with the subtlety of a sledgehammer. When critique is brewed in a reactor, diplomacy becomes a radioactive cocktail, and every handshake is a potential meltdown waiting for the right spark. When the fox guards the hen house, expect feathers to fly and monopolies to multiply, served with a side of roasted accountability. In a twisted bounty hunt, Hong Kong waves cash like a carrot on a stick, aiming to cage voices that dare to dream of democracy. Britain's outrage is a loud whisper of disapproval, an echo in the room of global politics, where conscience is often traded for convenience and the price of truth is negotiable. You're listening to doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dreams are now available in HD nightmares. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Reality's on sale, and your mind's the currency. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably think cats can vote. Hear more at doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.